Trump joins A-list crowd at Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin's wedding. President Donald Trump has gained a reputation as a wedding crasher, but on Saturday he scored an invitation with other high-profile guests to celebrate one of his cabinet members' nuptials. The President and First Lady Melania Trump were part of the A-list crowd who gathered just blocks from the White House as Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin was set to marry the Scottish actress Louise Linton. While the White House and Treasury Department had been mum on details of Mnuchin's Washington wedding, Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross broke the news about the event earlier this week during a business conference. Mnuchin, 54, is a former Goldman Sachs executive and one of Trump's wealthiest cabinet members. This is his third marriage, and it's the second for Linton, whose acting credits include a part in the 2007 film Lions for Lambs with Robert Redford, Tom Cruise and Meryl Streep, and more recently as the lead character in the 2016 horror film Intruder. The formal guest list hasn't been released for the wedding, though Vice President Mike Pence, after a day traveling from Colorado to a Republican National Committee summer retreat in Chicago, was spotted arriving at the event by the Associated Press and officiated the short ceremony, according to one attendee. Linton told the New York Times earlier this week that there will be around 300 guests at the event, including many from administration. Also representing Trump's administration at the wedding were Chief of Staff Reince Priebus, Press Secretary Sean Spicer, who was spotted by NBC News, Secretary of Veterans Affairs David Shulkin, Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson and Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer, who were seen entering the venue by the AP. Also reported to be in attendance were National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue, Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross and EPA Chief Scott Pruitt, among others. Utah Senator Orrin Hatch was there, as was House Majority Whip Kevin McCarthy and former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani. And Jim Donovan, the Goldman Sachs banker who at one point was slated to be Mnuchin's deputy but withdrew his name from consideration, was also among those in attendance. The senior Republican Capitol Hill staffer described the list of attendees as exclusive and closely guarded. The Treasury Department did not respond to requests for comments Saturday. Trump's wedding appearance is well within his normal weekend routine, which since taking office has included several unannounced drop-ins at private nuptial ceremonies at his Bedminster Golf Club in New Jersey and at his Mar-a-Lago resort in South Florida. The president was spotted wearing a black tie tuxedo and the First Lady was seen in a pink blush dress, which her spokeswoman Stephanie Grisham said was a Jomindal silk chiffon gown with maniloblatic pumps. Earlier Saturday, Trump spent 3 hours at Trump National in Northern Virginia, his 9th visit to his private club just outside Washington since January's inauguration. While the White House wouldn't disclose what the president did at his private golf club, a photograph circulating on social media showed him dressed in golf attire. The source at Trump's club told Politico the course was crowded for an annual member tournament, the Potomac Cup, and the president was spotted playing a few holes and not a full round of 18. Vice President Mike Pence arrives at the wedding of Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin and Scottish actress Louise Linton at the Andrew Mellon Auditorium in Washington, D.C. On June 24, Vice President Mike Pence arrives at the wedding of Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin and Scottish actress Louise Linton at the Andrew Mellon Auditorium in Washington, D.C. On June 24. Vertical line AP photo. Mnuchin got married at the Mellon Auditorium, the historic public space connected to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's headquarters and host of several major events through the years. At that location, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt relaunched the country's mandatory military draft in 1940, President Harry S. Truman signed the North Atlantic Treaty establishing NATO in 1949, and Bill Clinton signed the NAFTA trade treaty in 1993. The neoclassical auditorium also been used as a set for a number of movies and television shows, including The West Wing, Transformers and Top Chef. Linton told the New York Times that she and Mnuchin met in 2013 at a wedding reception in Los Angeles. He proposed to her 2 years later,